Nah, I'm just watching a I think video that is. So no, no head. Sorry to disappoint. Hey Weapon, how's it going? How's everything? I see. It's going good. Actually, just had some lunch and I'm just chilling at the moment. And then later on, I'm heading up to the studio. So I have some band rehearsal and stuff like that. So yeah, other than that, nothing else pretty much at the moment. I see you have a, looks like a guitar. Yeah, man, thanks. Are you like a musician? Do you play like the guitar, bass, or something like that? Yes, sir. I mainly play bass. Been playing about 5 years now, and I've been playing guitar for around 8. But I'm sticking with bass more. Nice. So you have been on strings for a while. That's nice, man. Do you prefer like type of particular genre, or do you play whatever comes to mind, or are you like a versatile musician as far as like composing music and you know working with? Because like in my case, I normally play rock and metal, more metal than anything else. Sometimes I play other stuff depending if like I get or I need to like replace somebody at a gig. I can play like other type of music. Um, so yeah, But my main genre right now is metal. Like that's my favorite, if you will. Nice. With composing, I've got a band and we're working on some stuff currently. Next meet is tomorrow. Super excited, haven't seen them in a while. Nice. Awesome. I'm more like a death, black and dead metal guy. Slam, death metal, like some genres here and there. Um, I've been listening to metal for like the past, I would say 20 plus years, maybe. So yeah, been listening to all types of metal, but my favorite are uh, death, black and the ish, slam, technical metal for sure. Yeah, yeah, stuff like Nile, Necrophagist, This Out, Visceral Discord, Entombed, um, so many bands. Malevolent Creation, got to see those guys in Colombia, they were sick as fuck. Mora Scud, another band that I just found out about in Colombia. Awesome dudes and awesome music. So yeah, that's where I'm basically moving forward with the whole composition and stuff like that. So I wish you the best of luck though with your meeting with the guys over there. That's okay, man. Welcome back, brother. That's okay. I know this whole live section sometimes, like, I don't know, either freezes or it gets slow. So no worries, man. It's all good. So what are you guys composing? Um, yeah, that's okay, man. No worries. So what are you guys composing? Like, are you composing for like a death metal band, power metal band? Like, what type of genre are you guys composing on? We just make stuff to make stuff. Our guitars and singer are more rock based, while me and the drummer are more metal based and more technical and complex stuff. So we mashed that all together. All right, that's fine. Yeah, nowadays there's a lot of bands like just playing whatever comes up, and then you're like, oh, this sounds like a little bit trashy. This sounds a little bit like death metal ish, and so on and so forth. So yeah, as long as you guys compose and you like have a list of songs, you know, every song will have like each influence from everybody. So anything that comes up like on the singers or the guitars part, you guys can complement that and make a cool um, like evolution of sounds, you know, and maybe it gets to the point that sometimes you can say, oh, this is like experimental metal, which sounds more like what you're saying, because when you're experimenting sounds and you're like looking in each composition what is the best sound part for like the song, or as you continue to structure the song, then you're like, oh, it's experimental death metal, I don't know, or experimental Black and Dead ambient metal. You know, there's so many stuff that you can bring to the table. So yeah, whatever you guys come up with, just try to record everything and have it handy, and then you just give it like a jump just for the sake of it. Yeah, I mean that's basically what you do. I mean, in my case, in my case, I come from like new metal. I started listening to metal like back in 1998. You know, when the whole new metal wave was happening, like Korn, Limp Bizkit, all the guys. And then eventually, with time, as I listened to other bands, um, I had so many influences, and then I was like, what is the fastest like genre that I can listen to, or maybe try to play on drums, because I'm self-taught. So I started playing drums like pillow with some hanger sticks, you know, and just like air drum the whole thing. Um, but yeah, besides like the main heavy metal, trash metal uh, bands that were at the time also and before that, I always prefer like more energetic, fast, technical, like brutal stuff. And that's where I'm at. You know, sometimes I can compose things from other genres like power metal, depending on the pattern that I play on the drums and stuff like that. Some trash here and there too. So you pick so many influences, and then in the end, you come up with something unique, which eventually, gives your band a spot in the industry. Um, it's hard not to sound the same because everybody has same influences and same. Hold on, let me get this one quick. Sorry about that, brother. Had to get the door real quick. Do you have any? Do you have any good points? Thought. Oh, you do have any good points? Thanks, man. Yeah, yeah. I've been doing this for. Yo, my dog is just like so loud. Audio. Yeah. Shh. Yeah. Sorry, man. I'm just dealing with life. um, so yeah, man. Everybody gets their own sound with time, and that's what makes a band unique. Yeah, I'm a dick right now. I don't want to scream like in the whole house. Yeah, Yep. Um, Honestly, like every day that I listen to bands and new music and stuff like that, since I've heard like so many stuff, it gets to a point that I'm like, okay, like everything sounds the same, and we can't blame like many musicians because everybody has like a way to compose, and they're just like at a point where they can just come up with ideas like during that moment, and as they move on they come up with newer stuff. So yeah, it's like a evolving process. Yeah, man. Like if you guys can, I don't know, maybe like the only way that you can sound different, because there's so many ways to tune your instrument, that I'm sure that a lot of people have been there already. That's why I like the technical stuff, because you can break so many like barriers, that instead like a regular 4/4, you can maybe play a 4/4 for 2 bars and then switch to 5 and 8s for another few bars, and then come back to the main pulse like of the click track or whatever you're playing on. So that's why I like experimenting with sounds and patterns, and when you think you're gonna stay on the same pattern for like a whole minute, you just switch it over and makes it more interesting. People are not like expecting that. So instead of maybe having them like headbang the song, which is also good, but sometimes it gets to a point that it's like a little bit boring. Uh, it's better to have them like listen like in a static um, like manner, to see like everything happening and trying to understand what's going on in the music. So that's always good. But everybody has their own preference. So yeah, it is time. Yep. Happy birthday. I think you're late for that, Yorka. That was back in April. And I was in Colombia, by the way. So thanks for the congrats, I guess. You're welcome, Weapon. Welcome, man. Yeah, anything that I can give as an advice, I'm always down for that. Thanks, brother. Thank you. That was the time that I was in Colombia, by the way. I toured with my band, and Merry Christmas to you too, Yorka. I don't know. So yeah, we were in Bogota, um, which is like one of the big cities, or the biggest city basically in Colombia. And we played with Malevolent Creation, which is the band that I told you about. That was like the sickest experience ever. And then we played a lot of local gigs with some friends that were the ones that invited us down there. And they play like gory, grindy metal, more like with the pig squeal and the whole uh, like I guess like the gore idea behind the composite so yeah, it was fun. Met a lot of people. It opens up a whole bunch of opportunities, for you as a band. So if you guys can get a chance to like play most of the times like in different places, that will be great. That will really push your band quicker than you expect, and it makes you grow as a musician even faster. Happy New Year to you too, Yorka. Whatever floats your boat, man. Yeah, man. That's good. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the best way to grow as a band, cause like when I started trying to play for a band, I didn't even know how to follow a click track. at all. I had skill, but musicianship, why I was like completely lost, and I had to like step away from that situation where I couldn't like step up as a drummer and play along with everybody. And then I just took some time to play covers and get to a certain level where I was comfortable playing all around, and then I played to click tracks, and that's where I learned about so many things. And then when I started playing with people, um, new doors opened immediately. The only thing you have to be aware about is who you play with. Even though you may have like the best musician right next to you, if they have like a shitty attitude, or they think that they're like the big thing, it's gonna be hard to work with those people. Um, Unless they know how to separate their lifestyle, or the way they think with, or like with work, because being a musician is like being a job, right? uh, yeah, man, hate them too. Like, I'm completely allergic to bullshit. Like, when I see anybody with an attitude, you know what? It's not even worth it, and I don't think like I'm better than anybody. So that's why I try to keep it humble and try to just like play music, do my part, and that's it. You know, Anything outside of that, it's tolerated, but not. Meanwhile, we're like composing or like trying to get something done the way. So yeah, if you're around like good buddies and everybody's like chill and they enjoy what they do, you're in the right place. But yeah, man, anything that can get you to work with different people or fans and maybe inspire you, to make other projects with some other people or things like that, or maybe, give you more motivation to practice. Having discipline is bigger than just being motivated, because discipline will take you further away than just being motivated, because you lose that quickly, you know. So if you have like a discipline with your instrument and you practice and you just learn your stuff, you're on to a good start for sure, man. So yeah, that throughout all these years, that no matter what, if you know what you need to do and you know your role, that's it, man. Yeah, man. Overall, just humble, play hard, practice. Don't try to go crazy with practice. Like, if you only have like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or maybe an hour, which I think it's a lot, like with 45 practice is enough. Um, if you focus on the things that you work on, not just like to jam away, because we get carried away. We just end up like just jamming and we forget about practicing, because like we're like in that zone. So yeah, if you're struggling with, I don't know, tapping your bass or playing something that you're not able to play, focus on that, and then when you learn, go past that barrier, you can jump to something else. Um, you know, just not to develop like bad habits in the instrument. It happened to me, and then I started like working on correcting my mistakes, putting, okay, this is working, this is not working, what I can do now, what's gonna like work for me better from now on. All those things that I did were because of a good reason, and it paid in the long run. It was worth it. So yeah, man. If you have a chance, just do that, and you'll be glad you did. All right, man. Go ahead and do that. Everybody has to work on something, so just remember you're always going to have things that you need to work on, and maybe you need to just give it some time and be patient. Like if you're learning something, I suggest that you constantly and every time that you sit down with your instrument, set the time like, okay, I'm gonna practice for 45 minutes. And then you just work on that and get your stuff down. And if the 45 minutes ended, maybe you didn't go through the whole thing, or you didn't get the results that you wanted, call it a day, leave it like that, because remember, you're also building muscle memory. So when you go back the next day and you practice, it's gonna be easier and you're gonna be closer to your goal. So don't get discouraged, don't be frustrated. Music requires a lot of patience, and I mean like a whole lot of patience. That's basically the key. And just take a chill, enjoy what you do, because you're doing it because it gives you some type of sensation, satisfaction, or maybe it helps you go through hard times, which happened to me, and it was the best decision that I took. Instead of doing like the bad stuff, I just like focused on the instrument, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. So yeah, do that, and I'm sure that you're gonna get some results at some point, for sure. Well, not as you might think. I'm just like a person that has went through so many stuff that uh, that's what I can say based on experience. Your experience might be different, but it helped me so I can pass that over to you, and it helps you out. That's like the best part of it. I do think I need to focus more on music. It's been my escape all my life. It's been pretty cloudy recently. Yeah, man, I get you. Completely feel, I would say, connected to that same thought. Um, there's so many things happening in this world that instead of just getting into like more trouble that you already have, maybe um, with family members or with general or anything, it's better to just like take a deep breath and say, okay, instead of getting into my head thinking about like bad things, let me go into my room, my studio, sit down with my instrument, and just disconnect myself from reality and try to compose, or try to get away with a song or a cover that you want to like play on, or you have been wanting to play on. Those are the best times for you to sit down and try to play it, because you may feel like angry, or you may feel like you wanna like all the fury or all the rage. And what better way to on the instrument, play music, and it's like a therapy. Once you do that and things like happen, you're like, fuck, I feel so much better. So it's like a very sacred space, when you do that. So trust me, you're gonna be surprised. If you haven't done that yet, like anytime that you feel that you're like sick of it and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, just think, okay, let me just go ahead and play. And I'm sure that once you finish, even though it wasn't like the best practice, okay, sorry about that. My phone, it's like at 2%, so my charger's downstairs and I need to charge it eventually. So Weapon, want to stay in touch, or you want to keep chatting later on, or maybe, I don't know, maybe do a collab later on. Subscribe to my channel, or send me, I don't know, a message or what have you, and we can chat. Thank you for tuning in, and really glad that you came into the session, right? Oh yeah, it's GG as in goat, RAV as in Victor, ELO. So it's GG Rebello. or just like search for my name as you see it on my channel. And yeah, man, that's my username down there. So you're welcome, brother. You're welcome. Glad getting to know you and wish you the best of luck, man. Cheers. Take care. All right, man. Thanks. You too, brother. Cheers.